Alrighty. Just finished another workout. Now I need to wash these clothes because they are very sweaty. It's not the third day that I've worn them, and that's the rule unless it's gone closer to 2 hours on a workout session, then it's 2 days. If it's not, then it's one. And that's because I hang it up to dry and, whatever. I don't know. If you guys don't think that it's clean or it's, disgusting, let me know in the comment section. Whatever. I just did an hour 15. The treadmill again started to smell smoky, warm. So I'll probably take one of these upcoming days off. It also, when I started up, the first minute, it has a squeaking sound, and then the squeaking stops. So I'm guessing that the tumblers, the gears or whatever, those are actually having trouble. Those are actually clogged up with something. But last time I was in there, I looked and I couldn't see anything. So I don't know. Let's see. I think the last thing I was talking about was watching Maid-Sama, which I think I'm 6th episode in, and it's 26 episodes. I don't know if I can do that one. That one is really, really rough. And again, it's not, the principle and the concept is fine. The idea of this person is incredibly cruel or, bitchy and mean to everybody, who in her private life actually works at a maid cafe where she has to be really nice and sweet. And the one person that well, it's not the one person, but the person that knows about it, or first person to find out, or whatever, is the person she hates the most. I love that concept. That's a pretty funny concept because, she's basically a proud, man-hating, independent woman. Kind of comes off as a feminist. I don't know if that's what they wrote her as. And then he's basically disinterested in a lot of women and girls that swoon over him and all this kind of stuff. So he kind of comes off like he's, MGTOW guy going his own way thing. I don't know. That's how I see it. And that is funny to me because those are two extremes. Those are if they're the two radicalist versions of those two ideologies. That's a pretty funny concept. But it's not executed well. It's not written well. It's not voice acted well, and it's not edited well. So it's very hard to actually watch it. So I'm trying to find something else. I think the other thing I started watching, but was also kind of hard to watch, just because I don't like the CGI cartoon shows. There's a few exceptions, but most of the time, I don't think CGI cartoon shows are done very well, just in general. Mostly just because they don't bend, move, or flow right. One of the things that really kills animation in both 2D and 3D is movement and, the fluidity and the naturalness of the movement. When you don't have a lot of time, for a TV show, it's got to be rushed. When you don't have a lot of time to get it done, with the quality that you would want to do, and you got to kind of just get something out and just rush it. There's a lot of just cutting corners, and so you see a lot of the characters just kind of jitter and they don't smooth right, or they'll basically just go from point A to point B instead of having a blending or a smooth, animation from one frame to another. I don't know. And so the one that I was watching, what was it called? High Score Girl, but spelled high as in just H-I. So it was weird. And so the character models and a lot of the objects that they're directly interacting with have very too clean lines and too clean colors and too smoothly, rendered. I don't know, it's kind of off. But then anything that they're not directly interacting with, anything background, sets, anything like that, had a very weird, wobbly like unnecessary, like deliberately wobbly line art. Think of Ed, Edd n Eddy, but a little bit more distracting. And so I don't know, the animation there is fine. I also don't really like the facial animation, because it's basically like they're putting 2D animation, facial animation on 3D models, which works fine most of the time when you're just looking directly into them. The art style is a little weird and creepy at times, but whatever. But when they turn their head, you can clearly tell that it's basically a flat image that's changing and warping. It just doesn't look right. So I don't know about that one. However, I can say that was clearly paid by Capcom, made and paid for by Capcom, because it's all about kids playing arcade games, and I think almost all the ones that I saw and knew of were like Capcom. So, so it's basically Capcom made this show. I don't really get it thus far. I think I've only watched like the first episode. And again, look, I love Johnny Bosch. He's one of my favorite voice actors, especially when it comes to anime, because he's so cool. He's just a genuinely cool guy. He was the Black Power Ranger. I think it was like the second Black Power Ranger in the American adaptation. And he was the Black Power Ranger in the original, in the Power Rangers movie, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie, whatever. The one from the 90s or early 2000s. He was that, the frog. He was him. So love him. He's great. But the problem is that I don't think there's ever been a time that he's done a character that I didn't know it was him. He doesn't do voices. He's an actor, and he acts well. He does really well. But it always sounds like him, and it drives me crazy, because all I can see is just his face in my mind every single time. It drives me nuts. So I don't know. That's it. But again, these are things that bother me. They're probably not going to bother you. So I can't really give a rating on either one of these ones thus far, because I only got a little ways into them. But yeah, that's it. I don't know what I'm going to do about the treadmill. Hopefully it doesn't burn. I can burn. It can't burn. So anyway, yeah. I guess I'll talk to you later. Peace.